What's up, guys? Hopefully all of you are doing well. Back to school season has rolled around yet again, and I've partnered up with Butterball to bring you an easy weeknight recipe to help everyone get back into the swing of things. We're going to be making my salsa verde turkey tacos. Let's get into it. First things first, let's get started on our toppings. I'm just chopping up a mixture of romaine and butter lettuce. You can use any lettuce of your choice or even cabbage if you like. I have green onions, chopped onions, roasted jalapenos, tomatoes, a mixture of cheeses, salsa and guacamole, and some fresh lime. For the exact measurements to this recipe, check out gdseasoning.com. The link will be below in the description. Now that the toppings are all done and ready to go, I'm just going to go in with my ground turkey in a large skillet over medium-high heat. And I have about 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil, or you can use olive oil. And then I'm going to follow that up with some cumin, Mexican oregano, chopped onions, some fresh chopped garlic, some green chilies, and you guessed it, some salsa verde. Now, it's pretty common for us to either grab a taco seasoning or a tomato sauce or even a red Mexican tomato sauce, which I love. But I do this version because it gets me out of old habits and I create new recipes. Why not have another recipe in your arsenal? Butterball ground turkey is a great alternative to using ground beef. You can make turkey burgers, spaghetti, or even homemade chili recipes, just to name a few. I'm going to start by lightly seasoning the meat first, maybe about a teaspoon or so. Because of the fact that we're using a canned salsa verde, I want to be conscious of the salt content. So I'm going to go ahead and add 1.5 cups of salsa verde and mix that in. You can give it a taste because at this point the turkey is really done, and see if it's to your liking as far as seasoning. Now all we have to do is cover it up, turn it down to medium-low, and just let it simmer while you get the rest of the ingredients together. I have some 8-inch flour tortillas that I'm going to make tostada bowls out of, so I'm just rubbing each one with some vegetable oil, or you can use olive oil, and I'm going to drape them over a 10-inch ramekin, and I'm going to bake them at 400 degrees for about 10 minutes. And when they come out, they are just crispy as if they were fried, and they are ready to be stuffed. And since we're baking, we might as well go ahead and go through the task of baking some taco shells, making some oven fried taco shells. So I'm just doing the same steps and taking some corn tortillas and rubbing some olive oil on each one. And then I'm going to put them in the microwave for about 10 to 15 seconds. We need to get them really pliable. And then I'm going to preheat the oven at 450 degrees. And I'm going to lay each taco shell over 2 runs in the oven. The taco shells took about 7 to 8 minutes, but just be sure and keep a close eye out on them so they don't burn or get overly brown. So we have 2 techniques down for making taco shells and tostada shells. Now we're going to go to the third one, and I don't know whether to be ashamed or proud of the fact that I am extremely good at making these fried taco shells. I've preheated some vegetable oil over medium-high heat in a cast iron skillet, and I'm going to place 1 corn tortilla down to get nice and toasty on that outer side. And then once you turn it over, that's when you start to fold the taco shell. The whole object here is to make sure that the taco shell fries open. That way it's easier to stuff and less apt to break. Once the taco shell is nice and toasty, not just on the outside, but also on the inside, you can drain it by tapping off all of the excess oil. And the key to making sure you have less greasy taco shells is to make sure your oil is really hot. I'm just going to drain them on the paper towel, and now it's time to stuff your tacos. Right at the base of the taco shells, we're going to place our salsa verde ground turkey, and then we're going to follow up with all of our toppings. Of course, we have all of our family because this is the back to school season, so we're trying to get everybody fed so they can just choose their own toppings and make their own tacos. In the tostada bowl, I have some rice and beans on the bottom. I'm going to top that with some lettuce, green onions, tomatoes, cheese, and right on top, we're going to place our ground turkey. Be sure and check the links in the description box for more information on Butterball fresh all-natural ground turkey and for other recipe inspiration. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I thank you guys so much for joining me and coming and cooking with me and hanging out. You know I appreciate it. Don't forget this recipe and others can be found at gdseasoning.com. And I'll see you next time.